All right, picture this, a Web3 game where AI isn't just some clunky add on, but it's literally the heart of the whole thing. I'm talking about a world with smart characters that actually react, super competitive seasons, and a full blown token economy, all living on the blockchain. Well, there's a project trying to do just that. It's called Aria AI. And today we're going to figure out if this is the real deal or maybe just another flash in the pan. And really, that's the huge question we're tackling today. Are we actually looking at a brand new generation of AI-powered gaming here? Or is this just another project riding the wave of the crypto market's famous hype cycles? Let's find out. Okay, to get to the bottom of this, we're not just going to read the marketing hype on their website. No way. We're going to investigate and see if Aria AI is a genuine revolution or if it's just packing the same old risks we've seen a million times before in crypto. And the way we're going to do that is by cutting right through the noise. We are breaking this whole thing down with real, hard data to see what's actually ticking under the hood. All right, first things first. Before we jump into all the charts and numbers, we gotta understand the basics. So let's start with the big one. What exactly is Aria AI? So at its core, you can think of Aria AI as a gaming ecosystem that's built on four main pillars. You've got AI that's woven right into the gameplay. You've got the whole Web3 game development side. Then there's the full-blown token economy. And finally, a competitive system based around seasons and rewards. Now, the engine that powers this whole economy is the Aria token. And look, it's not just another coin for people to speculate on. It's actually designed to be used. It's what gets you access to special features. It's what's paid out as rewards to the best players. It's used for buying and selling inside the game. And down the line, it's going to be used for governance too. Okay, so now we know what it is. It's time to open up the case file and look at the cold, hard data. What is the market actually saying? Now this chart, this tells a fascinating story. You can see it hit an all-time high of almost 25 cents back in October 2025. Fast forward to today, and it's sitting at roughly half of that. So what does that tell us? Well, a couple of things. First, there was clearly a ton of initial interest, but that was followed by a pretty major market correction. And that right there is a classic sign of the high volatility you see all the time in this corner of the market. Okay, let's take a snapshot of where things stand as of March 2026. We're looking at a market cap of around $36 million, and you know what? A pretty healthy daily trading volume to go with it. But with a rank down around number 470, this puts Aria AI squarely in the mid to low cap category, and that's in an incredibly crowded and competitive GameFi space. You know, data's one thing, but if you want to know if a GameFi project is going to survive for the long haul, you have to look at its economic design, its tokenomics. So let's pop the hood and look inside that engine. And this slide, this perfectly captures the core challenge for basically every project like this. It's a constant tug of war. On one side, you've got everything pushing the value up. More players, people actually needing the token inside the game, new features getting added. But on the other side, you've got this constant downward pressure from all the rewards being paid out and, of course, players cashing out their winnings. It is an incredibly delicate balancing act. So here's the bottom line, the absolute key takeaway. If the amount of rewards being handed out is consistently more than the real demand for the token from new players coming in, well, you create massive sell pressure. The entire model, its long-term survival, it all hangs on one single thing: continuous, sustained growth of the ecosystem. It has to keep growing. So, with that critical balancing act in mind, let's really weigh the pros and cons here. Let's look at the project's unique strengths versus its built-in risks. What's the massive potential here, and what are the major pitfalls we need to watch out for? First off, you have to give credit where credit is due. This team has actually been building. From the initial token launch to getting listed on major exchanges, and then actually rolling out their seasonal model and paying out rewards. These milestones prove this is a project that's actively working and developing. And look, in a space that's just littered with empty promises, that kind of execution really, really matters. So what's the bull case? What's the super optimistic take? Well, it all comes down to what makes Aria AI different. You've got that deep, meaningful AI integration. There's a real focus on making the user experience feel polished, like a classic Web2 game. Then there's that competitive seasonal model that's built to drive engagement and keep players hooked. And of course, the big promise of truly smart dynamic characters. But okay, let's be real. We have to look at the other side of the coin, and the bear case here is just as compelling. We already saw the insane market volatility. The project is 100% dependent on continuous user growth. it's up against some absolutely brutal competition in the GameFi world. You've got that constant built-in sell pressure from rewards we talked about. And on top of all that, they have to keep innovating constantly just to stop players from getting bored and leaving. So, after looking at all the evidence, the data, the potential, and the risks, where does this all lead? Where could a project like this actually end up? Let's break down the most likely final scenarios. From everything we've looked at, there are really three potential futures here. First, you have the positive path. The game totally takes off, the user base just explodes, and that AI integration becomes a legitimate game changer for the industry. Then there's the neutral path. The project just kind of chugs along, it stays active, maintains its player base, and sees some slow, steady growth. And finally, the negative scenario, one we've unfortunately seen play out many times before. User growth flatlines. The whole economic model starts to crumble, and the market just moves on. And all of this brings us to our final question. And honestly, I want to turn this one over to you. When you look at a project like Aria AI, with all its potential and all its risks, do you think this combination of AI and gaming is about to become the next huge thing in crypto? Or is the market, the tech, is the whole space just not quite ready yet? Does it need more time to mature before a project like this can really truly break through? I'd love to know what you think.